Hey, what's going on, guys? Aaron here, and in this video I want to do a series of videos based on trapping. One of my second favorite traps being the twitch-up snare, the baited twitch-up snare. And this first part of the video I'm going to explain trap selection, site selection, stuff like that. Now, I've been a trapper for a long time. I found actually I have more success in trapping with perimeter traps than I do actual hunting. And one thing to note, that these traps are illegal. If you actually bait them and you actually continue to use them for a trap to capture whatever you're trying to capture, it is illegal. It's a felony fine, I believe, so be careful. You can set these for practice and take them down, and that's what I recommend. So what are basically, let me reset this. So trapping, I always say 80 to 90% of your calorie intake in a survival situation is going to be a combination of trapping and a combination of obtaining edible plants, roots, tubers, stuff like that, berries. So trapping is a very important thing to learn, and all it takes is a knife, cordage making material or cordage making knowledge, and also some sort of cutting implement. Chopping implement helps, but a stone flake or a crudely flint-knapped rock, stone, be it chert, flint, whatever, can be used to make a trap. So there's a variety of traps. There's crushing traps, there's deadfalls, there's snares, stuff like that. In this video I'm going to be doing the twitch-up snare. And if you follow my old channel on YouTube, you'll know that I do have a successful video of me capturing an opossum with that particular trap. But this video is going to be more in detail than my previous channel. So first things first, one of the most important things to learn about trapping, not minus the observation of the animal and its habits and its diet, is to remember that, if you cut green wood, if you're cutting green saplings and stuff for the trap parts, an animal is going to be alert to that. That's almost like coming home from vacation, from a week-long vacation, and smelling apple pie inside your house. That's going to be a big trigger. You're going to be like, okay, well, someone's been here, something's going on. Same thing with green wood. So one thing to note with green wood, you can smoke the trap parts with cedar smoke or any other smoke from your campfire. I recommend the green parts of the actual trap part. You use charcoal or use mud to reduce that. Another thing to be careful with, you want to make sure your hands, your knees, and your feet are descented. Animals can smell traps, or not traps, but they can smell human scent very well, excuse me. So you want to be sure to smoke your hands. What I used to do is take, cedar boughs, and I would crush the cedar, rub it into my hands, my knees, my feet, wherever I was coming in contact with the ground and the trap parts. Now, you don't want to do that. You don't want to use pine needles in a forest of hickory or deciduous trees. That's a big red alarm. You want to use plants that are local, that are non-poisonous. You don't want to use poison ivy for, descenting your hands. But that's a very critical thing. I've noticed when I first started trapping that there was a huge leap in success when I started descenting my trap parts and descenting my hands, my feet, my knees. So keep that in mind. And also, a variety of things like that, which I'll explain later. So as far as site location, now I look in this environment here. This is just a patch of woods. I think it may be a couple acres, and obviously I'm not going to actually trap for the animal. I'm just going to set the trap. I look at the signs. I'm looking around. The water is very scarce back here, and there's signs of a possum and a raccoon. I did see some tracks in the soil. There's a trail up ahead, and I saw some tracks of opossum and raccoon. So I know there's opossum and raccoons here. I know their diet, they're omnivores, so they'll eat, variety. They'll pretty much eat anything, especially opossums. They'll eat, rotten minnows, entrails of an animal, berries, stuff like that, minnows. So I know what to bait with. Now I could use a basic snare and just set it on a game trail, but this particular area is not too doesn't have many natural game trails. So I did my first thing. I set it near a water source. This is a kill two birds with one stone situation with the animal. There's water nearby, but there's also going to be food, so that they don't have to go back and forth between foraging and getting water. So with this setup, basically I picked this open area, and I'll show you later on, but there's some opossum tracks coming through here. And what I did, well, with the twitch up snare, one thing to realize is it requires a sapling. I went ahead and trimmed the top of this particular sapling, and I cut the tip off, and basically it's about 7-8 feet long. You want to feel the tension. You know, a good opossum is going to weigh, 8 to 10 pounds, and you want this sapling to be able to lift that up, or at least basically entrap the animal, because there's two focal points with the twitch up snare. The first one being it's going to lift the game animal up off the air, which prevents predators such as coyotes from actually stealing your food, and it also instantaneously chokes the animal and puts it in. So as you can see, I picked this location here. You can cut a sapling and dig it into the ground. I find that a bit more tedious, so I like to find natural saplings growing like this. And the beauty of this is that this is a massive bundle of shoots coming out of the ground. So me chopping the end of this sapling here basically is going to promote growth. It's not going to, I always go into those situations thinking, what can I do to minimize my impact on the earth? So, and as you can see, this is green stuff. I didn't descent it, I didn't do anything with it. So the whole point of this is me to demonstrate how to set this up. So this is part 1. Let me go on to part 2, and I will talk to you guys soon. All right, bye.